Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert, that's me. This video contains things that I encounter throughout the day. If for some reason I complete a task and you would like to see the details, you can click on the link in the description area below. This video also contains tips and tricks that I learned throughout the years. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. Thank you very much for watching. Time to get cracking, folks. Lemonade has charging issues. We're going to chop off this battery terminal in and replace it with one I got from the auto parts store and take it for a test drive. Hopefully that'll clear up my charging issues. And then I got to service the AC because that stuff has leaked out already. Then I'm going to hit the road. Let's get cracking. Disconnect the negative. Disconnect the positive, cut that off, and hopefully I'll have enough slack in it to connect it. If not, I'll make slack for it. Cut the end off as close as I could on the cable. Now I'm going to peel this black area stuff off and put it in this fitting. Got that all together. Had to smash out the B cable connector, but it's all together. Sad to say, my positive connector wasn't that tight, but it was probably out anyway. So let me get that hardware off of there, throw it in my hardware batch, throw the remnants in the trash, put this air duct scoop back on, and charge this AC system. Finally quit cycling, but I doubt it's got the proper amount in there. I just might have to drop a can a day till I get to Cincinnati. Got about an hour out. They took the Saaby to get it recharged. Won't pull a vacuum. Something's loose. I might end up having to pull this compressor all the way back out because there ain't no room to maneuver stuff around there. It's got to be the connector on top of the compressor because when I pulled the plug on it, it had vacuum. So it's not the compressor. Had to be the connector on top. So let me see if that gasket moved. See if I can see that. Maybe the seal fell out of place or it just didn't get seated down there good. So let's dig in. I got this thing down in there where I can feel it falls in the channel, but when I tighten the bolt, I can stick a piece of paper down in there so it's not closing the gap, causing a seal. So my guess is this thing may not have been manufactured properly. Premium quality. Let's see for those special words. Made in China. There they are. There them are. So my thing is, let me remove this plate so you can see what I'm talking about. I think the line assembly that comes down and falls in either one of these holes or both of these holes is not going all the way in there, allowing the plate to actually be bolted to seal off this part. Because I can slide a piece of paper under here and go really far in with the paper. So this is not mating down all the way, creating a seal. So it's got a gap. So my guess is these holes probably need to be machined open a little bit on that compressor. But the only way to verify that is to pull the compressor, because I can't get that thing down tight enough to create a seal. I have an aftermarket compressor, and it doesn't appear that the line adapter is going down on the compressor properly. So it's probably a good idea to remove this line adapter contraption. That way you can fit it to the compressor to make sure it has a good fit before you go putting this thing in. So you could disconnect the lines here. You got this line here be disconnected and this one here be disconnected. It makes a risk of having another point of leak, but you're better off fitting this part before you put it back in and it not fit. So I'm taking these apart right here. Now I'm gonna lift that up and out of the top of the car, and I'm losing the peg oil here. So my theory is these ridged areas here are not fitting down inside the compressor. So I'm gonna pull the compressor, fit this, put the compressor back in, see how that works. The large one falls in its hole fine, but the small one didn't fall in its hole. So I'm gonna try to file that small one down without damaging the flat part. I took this splash guard off here, 3 screws. I took this piece of splash guard off here. I was able to maneuver that compressor up there with the lines attached. I reattached the lines down here. I put the bolts in the compressor, tightened those down, and put everything back together. I'll piece together a good video off of that horrible video I had, and you guys will be good to go. A lot less tools. So let me make a new tool list. Here are the tools I used. A pivoting ratchet wrench is nice. 1/4 inch ratchet, 9-inch extension, 3/8 to 1/4 adapter, a 1/4 T25, you probably don't need that, a short extension for a 1/4, 7mm 1/4, 7mm deep 1/4, 8mm deep 1/4, 10mm. You may need a 13. You got a 10 or a 13 to get that bolt off of the top of the compressor lines, 16 for those compressor bolts to the engine, a ratcheting 16, a 13 and a 16 socket, flat tip screwdriver. I use that 1/2-inch ratchet to break the tension loose, and I put a pin in that tensioner, and I had to use a file to file the line plug down so that it would fit in the new compressor. Be careful if you file that you don't scratch or mar the flat surface of those lines blocked. You will also need a jack stand, torque wrench, 17mm to get the lug nuts off, and anything else you need to do a tire change, along with a pair of gloves and some rags. That's my new tool list. Hope this helps. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.